Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Let us start the session with the question, what is this editorial about? What is this editorial about? The editorial discusses the conferment. Conferment is a noun form, but the verb form is confer of the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor, on 50 individuals since 1954, with a focus on the recent recipients L.K. Advani and the late Karpuri Thakur. The author emphasizes the role of the Bharat Ratna in shaping national heroes and promoting a collective consciousness. There are two important words here. One is in shaping national heroes, the other one, collective consciousness. This is the editorial. Editorial is about two or three aspects, but basically it is about the Bharat Ratna and also the recent recipients. What is the tone of the editorial? The tone of the editorial is analytical and informative. Rather, I would say analytical and objective, informative, objective. The writer provides a detailed discussion of the Bharat Ratna, its recent recipients, and the political significance. The language used is objective, as I said, completely objective. Then you may wonder, what is this objective? There are two words you have to know, higher level of comprehension. The first word, subjective, subjective opinion. The other one, objective opinion. Subjective opinion means something personal, personal opinion. Objective opinion means based on facts. Here, objective approach, objective analysis. What does it mean? Purely based on facts, no personal opinion, no personal stand. Usually, these two terms are very important when it comes to higher level of comprehension. Usually, I tell students if you ask a question, what is the difference between a discussion and an argument? Discussion is based on objective statements, objective opinions, and argument is based on subjective opinion, subjective statements. That is the reason why there's a saying in English, a wise man never argues, a wise man always discusses. And there's another saying, when a wise man argues with a fool, you cannot tell who is who. It's always better to discuss, not advisable to argue. Let us go to the editorial and see how it starts, what is there to learn. Honor and exception on the Bharat Ratna and its recipients. It begins with, it's all about the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor, and the recent recipients, historical backdrop, and the key factors behind conferring the highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, the politics behind. It's all about that. But there's one important word over here, honor. Honor means great respect for someone or the feeling of pride and pleasure resulting when respect is shown to you. You have a lot of respect for someone, and also someone shows you or gives you a lot of respect, then you say it is an honor. It is an honor. This is an important word. There's so much to learn based on this particular word. And again, if you wonder how is it important from the exam point of view, generally what happens, if you take in English, we have broadly two types of articles. Indefinite articles, two in number, a and the definite article the. When it comes to an, usually school level they say we have to use a before consonantal letters and before vowel letters, but actually it is incomplete. We have to use a before words that begin with consonantal letters or consonantal sounds. And we have to use and before words that begin with a vowel letter or sound. And also words that begin with a silent or mute H. In this context, if you take the word, many of you, I'm sure, know the simple word hour. You say a hour or an hour. Why do we say an hour? Because H is silent, mute. That's an easy one they would give in the past, but right now, nowadays, they are touching This word, it goes with common errors. A lot of people say honest man. Honest is not correct. H is silent. We have to say honest. And because H is silent, H is mute, we have to say an honest man. And in this context, this particular word, honor, it is an honor. All these are very important. Ah, that's right. Very good. I appreciate. And other words like honorary, honorary post, not honorary. One more word you have to remember, H is silent, all these, and they all take the indefinite article and. That's what you have to recollect at the outset. Now we'll go to the editorial, honor and exception on the Bharat Ratna and its recipients. But what is the main idea of the editorial? The choice of the past leaders for Bharat Ratnas is in tune with. There's an important expression here. In tune with means what? In relation to, or in going with something, tallying with something, in tune with, matching with something, in tune with politics of the present. That's what I said. This editorial broadly talks about the recent recipients, historical perspective, and the reasons behind, the key factors behind conferring the particular award. The choice of past leaders for Bharat Ratnas is in tune with politics of the present. At the outset, you cannot understand, you have to read the entire editorial. The Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor of the country, has been conferred. As I said, the word confer is a verb, it's a regular verb. Confer, conferred, conferred. And whenever you come across, I told yesterday also, when you read a particular editorial, you have to take a holistic approach. Any editorial, when I do the analysis, I don't do from the current affairs point of view. I don't do from the civil services point of view. I do it from proficiency point of view, English proficiency. When it comes to editorial is a rich source to learn, improve your proficiency in English. You can focus on comprehension skill. You can focus on reading skill. You can enrich your word power. You can consolidate your grammar knowledge. And whenever you read a particular sentence, you have to keep all these aspects in mind and take a holistic approach. Has been conferred. Answer my question, which tense is this? You have to write the tense and also you have to write the whether it is active voice or passive voice. Here has been conferred. It is in present perfect. Present perfect tense, but active voice or passive voice? Passive voice. They have conferred the award. The award has been conferred on 50 people since 1954. They started way back in 1954. Since then, they have conferred. Very good. I appreciate Ganesh. They have conferred, and also who else? Jagadeshwari. I appreciate all the students who have been responding. Keep doing that. And then it becomes an interactive, lively interactive session. Since 1954, again, an important preposition you have to focus on. I've told many a time, if you take the word since, the preposition since, it goes with specific time. What is the first letter in since? S. What is the first letter in specific? S. That way you can relate. Since specific time. And if you take the preposition for, it goes with time period. For 10 years, for 20 years, for 2 weeks. Time period, we have to use for, and specific time, we have to use since. But do remember, these two are again, they can be prepositions, they can be conjunctions. And conjunctions, there are four conjunctions you have to recollect. Besides these two, if you take, they can be conjunctions, you have to recollect because and as. But since and because one pair, for and as one pair. You may ask, sir, how are they important and why should we make the pairs? All these conjunctions express a reason because, since, for, as. But what is the difference? The difference is when the reason is very strong, we have to use because or since. If the reason is weak, not very strong, we have to use for or as. In SBI, once they gave a question, they gave a sentence like, He could not attend the meeting as his mother was serious. Many candidates thought the sentence was right, but the sentence is wrong. What is the reason? Mother serious, a strong reason. Then we cannot use as or for. We have to use either because or since. So, what is the correct sentence? He could not attend the meeting because his mother was serious. All this you have to recollect. Very good. I appreciate. Who is that? Rajkumar says a strong reason because. Wonderful. The Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor of the country, has been conferred on 50 people since 1954. And since and for, usually they take present perfect and present perfect continuous. Bharatiya Janata Party BJP leader L.K. Advani and the late socialist leader Karpuri Thakur are the newest recipients. As I said, it talks about the latest developed, the recent ones, and also historically how many people. Recently, it has been conferred on BJP party leader L.K. Advani and also Karpuri Thakur. These are the newest recipients. Confer means what? To grant or bestow an honor, gift, etc. In this context, honor, also award. The making of national heroes is equally about the recipients as it is about its function as a stimulant of a collective consciousness. Here, there are two things, they are rather difficult to understand. One, the making of national heroes is equally about the recipients. The making of national heroes is equally about the recipients as it is about its function as a stimulant of a collective consciousness. Imagine someone gets the highest award. Obviously, they become the national heroes, and all entire nation, all the people together, they respect that particular person. Eventually, that results in collective consciousness. It is often the collective that needs heroes to hold itself together. It is often the collective, means the collective, the entire nation admires or adores a particular person together. That collectiveness that needs heroes to hold itself together. All the people respect, then the heroes, the concept or the idea, the concept or the image will be intact. That's what the sentence. But these two sentences not that easy to comprehend. There's one important word here: stimulant, part of speech noun, something that makes or causes something else to grow or develop. Stimulate, stimulate. Very good, Anand. Stimulate is a verb form. Stimulant is a noun form. Something that makes something else grow or develop. By placing leaders on a higher pedestal. Whatever you see in yellow related to vocabulary, pedestal, what does it mean? Base or foundation. Usually it goes with public speaking. Imagine there's one word you have to know, a rostrum. When it comes to public speaking, the pedestal, the rostrum, the podium, one more word you have to think, podium. What is it? Podium. All these go with the foundation, the base. But in this context, the base or the foundation. By placing leaders on a higher pedestal, higher stage, higher base, higher foundation, the group seeks to reinforce ideals represented by them. By placing leaders on a higher pedestal, you take some leaders to a higher level, the group seek, we have got many a time, like catalyst, you're right, Rajkumar. Seek means to search for, look for. And you're all trying for a job. You are known as job seekers. Seeks to reinforce. Reinforce I use regularly. Reinforce means what? To strengthen. Here, reinforce, strengthen or support. Reinforce ideals. Ideals means values. Ideals represented by them. Obviously, when you take some people to a higher level based on their accomplishments or achievements, in a way you're promoting the ideals represented by the values represented by them. Now, to substantiate that statement, Mr. Advani has been a defining figure of modern Indian history. A defining figure, an important expression you have to remember. Seek, sought, of modern Indian history. Why? When you read the editorial, you understand has as he reminisced, an important word. What does it mean? Reminisce. Reminisce means to talk or think about things that happened in the past. In a way, recollecting or going back, thinking of the past. But an important word, it goes with effective English. Mr. Advani has been a defining figure of modern Indian history. As he reminisced, he joined the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh at the age of 14. That means he recollected and recollect. That's right. He joined the RSS at the age of 14. 14 is pretty young. His role in the advancement of the Hindutva ideology. Ideology means belief in a particular philosophy or a particular religion ideology. His role in the advancement of the Hindutva ideology has been the biggest by any single leader before Prime Minister Narendra Modi. There are two important figures when it comes to the BJP party. One is LK Advani, the one who initiated the whole thing. Before the advent of initially BJP had only two seats in the parliament. Later he took Radh Yatra, and eventually they could get. Later they could occupy the opposition, and after that eventually they could get the power. It talks about two important leaders. His role in the advancement of the Hindutva ideology has been the biggest by any single leader. Has been the biggest. Again, which tense is that? It is present perfect, but active voice, not passive voice. Has been the biggest by any single leader before Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, presently it is Narendra Modi, but before him, LK Advani played a vital role in promoting Hindutva ideology. He has been a mentor. Again, this is what I tell students. When you read the editorial or any passage, look at the tenses. Quite often you come across present perfect tense. Present perfect has five different uses. One of the uses, we use it to express a past action. Where time is not important, action is important. Based on that, quite often you come across present perfect either in active voice or passive voice. He has been a mentor. Mentor means a person who gives a younger or less experienced person help and advice over a period of time. Someone guides you, someone takes you in the right direction, then that person is called your mentor. He has been a mentor to Mr. Modi with his campaign for a temple in Ayodhya, definitively changing the course of Indian politics. There are two things. He has been a mentor to Mr. Modi at the same time with his campaign for a temple in Ayodhya, definitively changing the course of Indian politics. He is the one who initiated this temple in Ayodhya. Besides, he has been a mentor. The campaign pushed the limits of the constitutional order based on the claim that matters of faith cannot be subject to litigation. There are two things. One is matters of faith, means related to religion, cannot be subject to litigation. They cannot be taken to court. But it has gone beyond, it has stretched the limits, and eventually the Supreme Court gave the order, and based on that, they could construct the temple. Here, the sentence talks about that. The campaign pushed the limits of constitutional order. What is that constitutional order? Based on the claim that matters of faith cannot be subject to litigation. Now, matters of faith can be subject to litigation. They can be taken to court, and based on the ruling of the court, action will be taken. As it happens with an extraordinary assertion of popular sovereignty, the Ram Janmabhoomi movement changed the country at several levels. The Supreme Court of India by 2019 unanimously ruled in favor of the temple, and that was inaugurated by Mr. Modi on January 22nd. That's what I said. The previous sentence talks about constitutional. Initially, there was a claim religion cannot be taken to the court, cannot be discussed. But later it got stretched, and eventually the litigation aspect has gone to the court based on religion or based on the faith. And what is the result of that? As it happens with an extraordinary assertion, there's one important word, assertion. Assertion means what? Part of speech noun, a statement that you strongly believe something is true. You say something with a lot of conviction and force because of your belief. That is known as assertion. But there's another word form, assertive. Be assertive. Be assertive means what? You have to be very firm in expressing your opinion. Extraordinary assertion of the popular sovereignty. Sovereignty, an important word that goes with polity. What does it mean? Supreme power or authority. Usually, we say, if you look at the constitution, the preamble, India is a sovereign country, not ruled by any other external force. The Ram Janmabhoomi movement changed the country at several levels. And finally, what happened? The Supreme Court of India by 2019 unanimously, that means all the judges, all those, they decided, they agreed on a particular thing unanimously without any division, ruled in favor of the temple that was inaugurated by Mr. Modi on January 22nd, a recent event. Thakur was, now it talks about Thakur, the other recipient. Thakur was a central figure, means an important figure in the social justice politics. A euphemism, very important. Generally, people may think an euphemism. No, here you. Euphemism, when you, how do you pronounce you? Y-O-U. Ya sound. Ya sound is a consonantal sound. Based on that, you have to say a euphemism. This is an important word. What does it mean? Euphemism. The use of a word or phrase to avoid saying another word or phrase that may be unpleasant. Euphemism, in English, we have so many expressions. Imagine I say he died. He died, that sounds very harsh. But if I say he passed away sounds better. That is known as euphemism. A euphemism for the demand for better representation of intermediate caste of Bihar and the larger Hindi belt, who challenged the Congresses. Generally, we say hegemony, but British pronunciation hegemony, American hegemony. What is the meaning of that? Leadership or dominance, especially by one state or social group over others. In this context, the hegemony of the Congress party, the dominance of the Congress party was challenged by Mr. Thakur, and he looked at social justice politics. In the social justice politics, he served two terms. It's all about the other recipient, Karpuri Thakur. He served two terms as the Chief Minister of Bihar in the 1970s. Social justice politics, his main agenda, went through phases of self discovery and scattered into numerous parties over the years. Started by him, and what happened? Social justice politics went through phases of self discovery. Many communities, they must have discovered themselves. Besides that, and scattered. Scatter is a verb. What does it mean? Separate and move off quickly in different directions. You can also say throw in different directions, scatter, go in different directions, and scattered into numerous parties over the years. Many parties have emerged based on social justice politics. I'm sorry. One strand means one particular group, one particular piece is closely aligned with the BJP. Align means what? Give support to a person, organization, or cause. In this context, give support to a party. Aligned with the BJP, one particular strand. Here, strand means a piece, a group of people, a particular party. One strand is closely aligned with the BJP. There are social there are social justice groups that are still opposed to it. One group is aligned with the BJP, but many groups are opposed to BJP. There are social justice groups that are still opposed to it. That means the BJP. But the BJP owes its current strength considerably to intermediate castes. There's a contrasting word, but. Though many social groups oppose the BJP, the BJP owes its current strength considerably to intermediate caste. They have the support from the intermediate caste. And there's one important word here, owes, part of speech verb, to be under obligation to pay or repay in return for something received. You get something from someone and you have to pay back. Then there's an obligation. Obligation in English, we use two helping verbs. One is must. I must do this. I must go. Personal obligation. or obligation imposed by the speaker. Have to or has to. It is used to express an obligation imposed by an external authority or a situation. That is also a have to report to the manager. That's also an important one you have to recollect. That ongoing process is being reinforced by honoring Thakur. The same thing, by honoring Thakur, they are taking the support of the intermediate castes or some social groups. In 2015, A.B. Vajpayee, the first Prime Minister from the BJP, and Madan Mohan Malaviya, the founder of the Benares Hindu University, were conferred the Bharat Ratna. The editorial says there are certain political dimensions, politics behind conferring the awards. To substantiate that idea, that stand, it is taking us in a particular direction. Who got in the past? Who has got recently? What are the key factors behind? This sentence talks about who got in the past. In 2015, A.B. Vajpayee, the first Prime Minister from the BJP, and Madan Mohan Malaviya, the founder of the Benares Hindu University, were conferred the Bharat Ratna. In 2019, Pranab Mukherjee, Bhupendra Kumar Hazarika, and Nanaji Deshmukh were recipients. All these selections are in tune with the politics of the present. This is what I was talking about. The main idea, the recipient, the selection, the conferment, in tune with the politics of the present, in tune with, matching with the politics of the present, and how the history of the Bharat Ratna has always been. How the history of the Bharat Ratna has always been. It talks about the politics behind. All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam founder M.G. Ramachandran and B.R. Ambedkar were also conferred the award in the hope that their followers would, in turn, back the party of or alliance ruling at the center. It has been there for quite some time. Whoever is at the center, whoever had the power, or whoever has the power, they have been taking certain groups, social justice groups, or certain intermediate castes, and they try to give the award to a person representing that particular community in anticipation of the support from their followers. This sentence talks about that. This, if you take AIADMK founder M.G. Ramachandran and B.R. Ambedkar were also conferred. They were also conferred, here it is in past tense, passive voice, the award in the hope that their followers would in turn back the party or alliance ruling at the center. This is the objective behind the main idea of the editorial, trying to substantiate. Mr. Advani and Thakur represent the two legs of BJP politics, namely Hindu consolidation and higher representation for intermediate caste in all fields. Now, this year, before it ends the editorial, the fag end of the editorial, the two recipients this year, one goes with the Hindu consolidation or the ideology of the Hindutva, the other one representing the intermediate caste who fought for social justice, politics, and who supported the intermediate caste, the two legs of BJP politics. One, Mr. Advani, Hindu consolidation, and Thakur, higher representation for intermediate caste in all fields. Main idea is being reiterated. That's all about the editorial. Now let us go to questions based on this editorial. Have a look at the first question and try to answer. Who are the two most recent recipients of the Bharat Ratna according to the editorial? An easy question, but still, I appreciate if you answer. Very easy to answer. Absolutely 1 second, not more than a second. Obviously, what is the answer? L.K. Advani and Karpuri Thakur. According to the article or editorial, what ideology did L.K. Advani advance that had a profound impact on Indian politics? Ideology and profound impact. Profound means a deep impact, effect. What is that? Social justice, secularism, Hindutva, communism. This is also an easy one to answer. Yes, answer is C. Very good. I appreciate those who have answered within no time. Question number 3. What does the editorial suggest about Karpuri Thakur's role in politics? He was a founding member of the BJP? No. He challenged the Congress's hegemony in social justice politics? Hold that one. He was a key figure in the Communist Party of India. He served as the Prime Minister of India. So, what is the answer here? Question number 3. He challenged the Congress's hegemony in social justice politics. Yes, answer is B. Question number 20. Sorry. Question number 4. How does the article characterize the Bharat Ratna selections in relation to politics of the present? This is a bit difficult, abstract in nature. They are unrelated to current political scenarios. They reflect the historical legacy of the recipients. They align with the prevailing political climate. They solely focus on artistic achievements. This is not that easy. You got to look at the options, but when you look at the options, it should not be that difficult to answer. Someone says C, someone says A. How does the article characterize the Bharat Ratna selections in relation to the politics of the present? They are unrelated to current political scenarios, not correct. They reflect the historical legacy of the recipients, not correct. They align with the prevailing political climate. They are related to the present politics. That's what the editorial starts with. They align with the prevailing, means existing, current political climate. They solely focus on artistic achievements. Those who have answered C, many students have answered B, no, no. But Pallu, Pavani, and Shilpa, they have answered C, Ganesh also. C is the answer, not B. The editorial talks about historically conferring the award is related to present day politics. What is that related factor? Whichever party is at the center, considers certain factors, certain communities, certain groups, and confers the award in anticipation, in hope that the followers of that particular person or the people of that particular community support the party at the center, support the party in power. Answer is obviously C. According to the article, what is the primary function of the Bharat Ratna in shaping national heroes? What is the primary function? Look at the key words. This again, if you listen carefully, easy to answer. What is the primary function of the Bharat Ratna in shaping national heroes? To promote international relations, not at all relevant. To stimulate collective consciousness, very good. Batman, then Anand, got it, sir. Who is that? Shiv Prasad, Pavani, Rajkumar, Shilpa, wonderful. To stimulate something, stimulate what? Collective consciousness. Very good. The last slide, very important. You got these words yesterday. Now, I want you guys to respond now. This is something, questions to test your comprehension skill, very important. At the same time, the last slide, consolidation of important words or effective vocabulary, very important. Sunshine, you have to write the meaning and based on the editorial context. You have to write the part of speech, you have to write the meaning. One student responds, correct part of speech, correct meaning, then I'll tick that word, we'll go to the next one. What is the word sunshine? Two meanings are there, but based on the editorial, what is the meaning you have to remember? Sunshine. Pavani says pleasant. Please write the part of speech, Pavani. Exam point of view, you have to know the part of speech. That is the first thing. And when you write the part of speech, you're going to a higher level, exam point of view. That will help in the long run. Anand says noun. Yes, it's a noun. I'll write the part of speech here. It can also be an adjective based on the editorial adjective. Typically, noun. Both adjective, noun. But pleasant, something that brings happiness. Lot of sunshine, that's a different meaning, Ravi Teja. Based on the editorial, pleasant, something that brings happiness. Sunshine initiative, used by the editorial, means what? Something that makes you happy, something that is brings in joy. Initiative. Reiterate, part of speech, verb. Please go to the next one. Reiterate, part of speech, verb. What is the meaning? Reiteration is a noun form. Reiterate, verb. To say something many a time. Yes, happiness, pleasure. That's right, Palu. Go to the next one. Now I see you have written the part of speech. Anand, Rajkumar, and also Sirisha. Sirisha, you have written the meaning, but do write the part of speech. Reiterate means to repeat. Say something many a time. Over. Bear. If you come across a word that can be a different part of speech, that means it can be a noun, it can be a verb, it can be an adjective. Write all. Here, bear can be a noun, it can be a noun, it can also be a verb. As a noun, it is not important. As a verb, what does it mean? Tolerate one thing, carry something, another thing. Bear the expenses means you have to spend money from your side. Reminder. Reminder is different. Remainder is different. This is also a noun. But what does it mean? Bear, bore, born. Very good. You have to recollect as a verb. Very good, Sirisha. I appreciate that. You have to recollect. Bear, bore, no issues. But born, born to give birth, borne to carry something, to endure something. That you have to recollect. Ostensibly, an important word. Ostensible, adjective. Ostensibly, obviously, adverb. I appreciate your response. Keep responding. This is what you have to focus on. The part that has been left after other parts have been taken away or after other parts have been removed. Paltry, part of speech, adjective. Paltry means what? Ostensibly, no one has answered. Ostensibly. No, ostensibly means remainder, a part that has been left behind after other parts have been taken. Ostensibly means something appears to be true, but need not be true, need not be so. Exactly, Ganesh, very good. Appears, seems to be true, not necessarily so, need not be so. And Rajkumar says paltry means very small, insufficient, meager. Pavani says meager. That is the exact word, meager. You can say very small also, nothing wrong with that. Affiliated, it's a regular verb. Initially, you have to write the part of speech verb, but after some time, you have to write whether it is a regular verb, irregular verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb. That is higher level of comprehension and learning. Affiliated to a particular university, affiliated to a particular organization. What does it mean? To be associated with and also to be controlled by, under the control of someone or something. Affiliation. A college has an affiliation with the university. That means it has to work within the framework of the university. Adjective. Which one? Yes, affiliated college. Then it becomes an adjective. Gender, actually, it is a verb, a regular verb. But based on the context, it can be a different part of speech. Officially connect with another larger organization. Sirisha, very good. Please go to the next one. Granular information. When you respond, recollect the way the word has been used in the editorial. That also helps. Granular information used by the editorial means what? Information, noun. Editorial says granular information. Part of speech, adjective, obviously. Granular means what? Granular information. Granules, noun form. Granular, adjective form. Highly detailed. Okay, very good, Ganesh. Not high. Granular means, I use the word meticulous. Meticulous means what? Looking at the minutest details. Same way, details, looking at the details, that is known as granular. The basic information, the fine details, meticulous also you have to recollect. Hitherto, part of speech, adverb. Hitherto means what? Highly detailed, perfect. Until now, wonderful, Anand. Until now. Sirisha also says the same thing, very good. Laggard, lagging behind, recollect that. Laggard project used in the editorial, or laggard scheme means what? Adjective. Always recollect the combinations used in the editorial. That will help in the long run. Laggard scheme, laggard project, laggard initiative. Recollect the combinations. Means what? Part of speech, obviously. Lagging behind means not at the same level, behind the level of someone else or something else. Galvanize. Galvanize, part of speech, verb. What does it mean? Something not active, not exactly, lagging behind, not progressing, slow down in progress, shock, galvanize, stimulate. Stimulate is a better word, Ganesh. Shock also you can say, but stimulate someone to do something, shock or excite. You can also think of the word excite. Shock, excite, stimulate someone to do something, galvanize, part of speech verb. And tweak. Tweak is also a verb. It's a regular verb. It goes with designers. I gave one word yesterday. Galvanized, stimulate, shock. Very good. S- Tweak. Actually, it goes with designers, DTP operators. But in the context of the editorial, change slightly or modify to suit something. Modify is the right word. Change something slightly. Very good. Anand. And what is the last word? Impede. Impede is a verb form. Impediment is a noun form. Impede, impediment. Impede means what? hinder, hindrance, hinder, block, bottleneck, make something difficult for someone to do something, obstruct, hurdle, hurdle also you have to recollect. Obstacles, yes, wonderful. I appreciate your response. Keep doing that. Comprehension based questions, vocabulary also. The more the better. When you respond during a live session, you will be able to remember because you're recollecting and you're responding. That means you know the word. And when you have a look at others, some students respond. If you don't remember, you can have a quick look. That also helps in consolidation. That's all for today. Hope you guys have got enriched. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Yes, that's right. To make it more difficult for someone to do something or for something to happen. Always try to focus on the part of speech, meaning, word form, word usage. All these are very important from the exam point of view. Thank you. Thank you very much.